Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are exploring high-level design versus low-level design and why understanding both is crucial for architecting robust, real-world applications. You will learn exactly where each stage belongs in your engineering process, so let's get started. You consider a brand new house and an architectural blueprint. This blueprint maps out how the kitchen connects to the dining area, but it completely ignores the exact thickness of the wires or the specific brand of the faucet. In software engineering, this big picture view has a formal name that every architect knows. We call it high-level design, which is the critical planning phase where you map out system components and their interactions before writing a single line of code. The defining property of high-level design is scope. It answers the question of what the system must do and why it is structured that way without getting lost in implementation details. You start with a client application and an API gateway. The client application talks to the API gateway. The gateway then routes traffic to services for orders, and it also routes traffic to inventory. When you sit down to draft high-level design, you focus on four main architectural concerns. You choose the overall architecture style, plan how data flows between major modules, decide which backend technologies fit best, and design for horizontal scalability so the system handles massive user growth. But the architecture blueprint alone cannot guide the actual construction crew on-site. You need detailed room plans, specific electrical wiring diagrams, and exact plumbing routes for every single fixture. These granular documents specify how the wiring connects to the outlets and how the pipes connect to the drains. In software development, this granular phase is known as low-level design. It dives deep into the internal logic and exact implementation details of every single component you mapped out during the architectural phase. When you switch your attention to low-level design, your focus narrows significantly toward code-ready specifics. You define the exact classes and public methods, choose precise data structures for memory efficiency, write algorithmic logic for complex business rules, and draft database schemas with strict column types. Understanding how they differ is crucial for any developer who wants to build maintainable systems. High-level design looks at the entire system from a distance, targets architects and team leads, produces architectural diagrams, and prioritizes big-picture clarity. Low-level design zooms into individual modules, targets developers writing code, produces class diagrams and pseudocode, and prioritizes implementation precision. You never choose one phase over the other because they serve completely different purposes in your workflow. You follow a strict sequence during development. First, you gather business requirements. Then you create the high-level design to validate the architecture. Next, you draft the low-level design to prepare for coding. And finally, you write the actual implementation. So remember that high-level design provides the navigational map for your project, while low-level design provides the exact construction steps for each turn. You have seen how these two complementary phases work together to build reliable software. Keep coding, and I will see you in the next one.